Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here, Iska. And today, somatic solutions for stress. I'm really excited about this. The saying, there's nothing new under the sun. All of our Ayurvedic friends, our Chinese friends, have been doing these things for years. And now we have happily discovered them in the Western world. And here's what we have discovered. Do you remember when you were a kid? Did you ever try to do a stare contest with another kid so whoever blinked first lost? Remember how hard it was for you to keep your eyes from blinking? Well, the thing that kept our eyes from blinking was the autonomic nervous system. We have somatic nervous system, which is makes this happen, makes our little fingers work. Then we have the autonomic nervous system, which is two separate parts. I'm going to get a little nerdy and a little nervousy here too. Parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. Our sympathetic nervous system is the one we know the most about, the fight or flight, and it is serves us well. If we have a dinosaur trying to catch us or a big bear, we're going to use our fight or flight part of our sympathetic nervous system, and it's going to get us going. We're going to run, we're going to hide, we're going to do all the things we can to preserve ourselves. But in today's world, and the number one word I hear the most from clients is the word uncertainty. The word uncertainty leaves us feeling not settled, not feeling like we're can just totally relax because we don't know what other things might be happening about us. So we stay hyper vigilant, like we're always turned on. TikTok does not help. It bumps up our dopamine transmitters. So we're in a state of hypervigilance and we don't get to rest. And our body so needs rest to repair. So then, besides the sympathetic nervous system, we have the parasympathetic nervous system, which manages all those things that we can control. We could not stop ourselves from breathing if we tried our darndest. We could not do it. We could not stop our heart from pumping. All the things that are going on internally that are part of the autonomic nervous system are basically done in the parasympathetic system. And the parasympathetic system has a rock star. It's our 10th cranial nerve. It comes out from the back of our head and the occipital nerve. It's the vagus nerve. And vagus comes from the Latin word for wanderer. So the words vagabond, vagrant, all come from the same root word. Now, this nerve is the longest nerve in our body, and it is amazing. Not only does it go down all the way to the end of our torso, but it also loops into our brain, up behind our eyes, down through our ears, and through our neck. There's a little hole where that comes out of, and the same hole also has the carotid artery, and adjacent to it is another hole where the jugular vein comes out. And so the jugular artery, the carotid are all wrapped in a little sheath, and it comes right down from our neck, wanders all through our organs because we're not bilateral. Our lungs are about the only bilateral organ we have. It wanders all the way down into our bladder. It is in charge of bladder control, gut control, all the things that make us work really, really well on the inside. And so when it's not working, when we don't have good vagus tone, things can happen. We can have constipation, we can get nervous, we can have anxiety. And they've even found that if a mother is carrying a child and she doesn't have very good vagus tone and she has a lot of anxiety when the child is born, it will also have the same sort of traits. Now, it's not irreparable, it's not genetic. That as a child grows up, it can learn emotional regulation just like we all can. But the vagus nerve is so important. It touches these things called cholinergic neurons, which create acetylcholine, which basically brings all of our messages up and down from our brain all the way through this nervous system. The fact that we have this is of great interest because we can calm it down. And when we calm it down, we feel so much more relaxed. We have reduced anxiety. We have the implementation of serotonin. It's made more. And the latest studies have shown that if we can calm our vagus nerve over a period of time, we actually release more of the mechanisms that cause an immunoresponse. We become anti-inflammatory. So how do we calm it down? Some of the things are kind of fun. Because it runs by your ears, you can take your fingers and very gently, it doesn't take a lot of stimulation, just go inside your ear and make a little bit of circles. Any of you have pets? I've done this with my dog, and they start groaning and moaning if you've ever done it with your pet. Massage their ears. Also, you can go up behind your ears and just gently do this and then come down your neck also gently. You can go up and down. It doesn't really affect it one way or the other, up and down. And then if you cup your hands like this and you're standing, you can go down to your belly button and do a little tapping on your belly button for about 4 or 5 minutes before you fall asleep. And it will help you fall asleep much better because your vagus nerve will be so stimulated and relaxed, and it will be giving signals to the rest of your body, you're safe. It's okay. You can go to sleep now. Now, everyone's heard about taking a cold shower, but hardly anyone knows why you do it. It calms the vagus nerve. You can also put an ice cube in your hand if you're having a panic attack. You can put a cold compress around your neck. That's really, really helpful if you feel like you're going to throw up, which is also governed by the vagus nerve. So if you can calm it down, it will start to calm down that sensation of wanting to be nauseated. And besides massaging, because it's all down in here into our neck and underneath into our swallowing, we can chew gum, chew hard candy, sing, which is really fun, gargle, and then massage. We can chew gum. All these things calm down our vagus nerve. Another one that's pretty easy to do is probiotics. Surprisingly, but not so surprisingly, and you'll find out why, probiotics in our gut help the communication between our gut and our brain, the gut-brain axis. And the probiotics, we should probably choose one that are a live culture. Yogurt's a good one if you get the one that doesn't have all that sugar and all that other stuff into it. Sauerkraut, kimchi. I used to live in Hawaii, and kimchi was a really good one. And then kombucha. Kombucha is a thing that we've recently discovered, but I was doing kombucha about 40 years ago when I lived in California. It was growing in my refrigerator. So anything that's fermented will help the digestive system, will help your digestive system actually make all the wonderful neurotransmitters because we get those gut reactions, and the gut and the stomach is a bidirectional system. We are talking to our brain. We think our brain controls everything, but absolutely it doesn't. It also comes down here into our gut. So the probiotics and all these other things are really, really good for our brain. Now, you also mentioned that I talk about the neuroscience of gratitude. Gratitude actually changes our brain structure, and this is so remarkable. I think at one time we should probably not even like say, this is so remarkable, like we're just remarkable. We're human beings, and every single one of us is totally remarkable because of all the processes that are happening. We are wondrously made. So with gratitude, gratitude affects our prefrontal cortex. And then we have a reward activation center. It's that one that gets activated when we're playing all those games and we get to the higher level and we go, yay, we got it. It's also activated when we watch TikTok or also when we doom scroll. So we don't want to activate that one. We want ourselves to sort of calm down. And with gratitude, it actually will cause the gray matter and your hippocampus, which is that little bitty guy inside your brain that looks like a seahorse, hence the name hippocampus, that sort of consolidates all of our memories. We have different kinds of memories stored in different parts of our brain, temporal, frontal, all back here, and then they get consolidated in our hippocampus. And so by practicing gratitude, breathing, and I'll leave you with a good one, gratitude, and that means write down at least three things you're grateful for every day. But I like to do this one. When I am out in nature, I like to say, oh, I love that tree. Thank you, God. I'm in my car. I love driving this car. I love how it handles. The more you infuse your life, your mind with how many things in your environment that you really love, you have a bunch of really great dogs. I love all of them. Pygmy goats, horses, all those things. I totally love them. But I'm going to leave you with one activity that is so simple. And this is Ayurvedic. It's called straw breath. It's probably the simplest one you can do. I teach it to most all of my clients who have high anxiety. They practice, and it's good to practice when you're not so anxious. And that way it really gets into your bodily system. All you do is take a really deep breath as hot as much as you can, fill your lungs. And when you blow it out as if you're going through a straw. Like some people even put one of those little coffee straws in there. You can do this with your children also. And when we do it with your children, you can call it the kissy breath. Hey, let's do the kissy breath and help them calm down because you don't want to be hyper medicating and you don't want to medicate yourself unless it's necessary. Now, if you're listening to this talk and you're on anti-anxiety medications or antidepressants, do not stop them. Talk to your doctor, practice some of these things. If you have a panic attack, put some put a piece of ice in your hand and see how well it works. Try these things out before you let go of pharmacological interventions. But if you're not there yet, just try them out. If you find over time, the more you practice your breathing, gratitude, and then also this, your vagus nerve is stimulated with yoga, meditation, of course, and just plain old good exercise. We can do so many things for ourselves that to make ourselves feel better and have a good sense of wellness, not only now, but in the future. So thank you so much for listening to my talk.